Feeling it was going to be a little while before we saw Tina Turner again, but she is back now with a new LP called Foreign Affair. And I guess a chance to cap her career with a live interview here on Much Music. That'll be coming up in, oh gosh, maybe 15 or 20 minutes time. Looking forward to bringing you that. And as well, we'll have the new video from the LP called The Best. Coming up now, musically, Corey Hart, Take My Heart Around the Block.
Oh, it's a wonderful environment here. I love it.
It's a little different, isn't it?
Can I get a job for you?
I don't know if there's any openings.
Make sure I played all of my music, but I have a problem with it.
I had the feeling, and I think a lot of other people did after the Break Every Rule tour, that it might be a while before we heard from you or saw you again. What did you do in the time off, and what put you back in the studio?
Well, that's the plan I made, too, but Tony Joe White came up with some songs that sort of got me back before I even realized I was there. I went to the south of France after an extended 1987 tour. I rented a house there in Cap Ferrat, and I was there for a month, and it was wonderful. And I was trying to find out, is Europe really home for me? That's what I was really trying to find out, because I didn't want to go back to America. And it was. I started to look for homes. I did a bit of pleasure seeking. I went back to Egypt again. I went to Pompeii to some museums. I caught some performances. Prince, Michael Jackson, Placido Domingo. I wanted to do some unusual things, you know. I rearranged my boyfriend's apartment without permission.
Rearrange him in the process?
No, I haven't gotten around to that one. I had a kind of nice time, except that I got really involved with looking for a house, and that sort of took away from a lot of it. And then when I went back to Hollywood to visit movie houses, I got trapped with some music that I couldn't say no to, and I found myself in a recording studio.
Now, Tony Joe White's a voice or a name we haven't heard for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know it.
Well, Polk Salad Annie, I remember. And he also wrote a great Brooke Benton song, Rainy Night in Georgia. He wrote Steamy Windows, first track on your new album, which is a very steamy tune.
Yes,
and it reminds me of a story that you told in your autobiography about a place called The Hole. Is there a tie-in there?
Oh, you're absolutely right. Well, The Hole, a lot of Steamy Window going-ons went on in The Hole. What Steamy Windows really is not to sort of inspire young people, I hope. But it's, you know, backseat love affairs or necking or how far you go. That's what The Hole was, clubs and bars and music, but all for black people. And of course, you know, there were no hotels, so people just sort of used cars. And but I think Tony was sort of speaking of when you drive out of town, out of The Hole, you know, when you're really getting private, making up for lost time. Really a naughty song.
You wear it well. Tina, when you were putting the songs together for the record, obviously you were going carefully and choosing songs. Was there an attitude you were looking to express with this record?
No, well, we didn't have time to come up with concept because the music came and we liked it a lot. We loved it. And I was anxious to make the demo into a record because there was key change, and you didn't know if you'd be able to make it to come from a demo to music because of that. And then Holly Knight came in with tunes, so it was difficult to say no to, which was one of the best. And there was a concept, and the concept was a good album, good music. I really became excited. I wanted to go in the studio. I wanted to hold them in my hands and hear myself singing. And when I did, I was pleased.
You've had great success with her tunes, right from Better Be Good to Me, One of the Living. What is it about her as a songwriter that writes for your voice?
Holly, you would think that Holly is a Southern girl. She's a New Yorker. Her inspiration comes out of Memphis, a little bit Motown, more Memphis. She picks up something from the Otis Redding, Marvin Gaye days, but it's not enough to touch. You just have to feel it and know it, you know, in her work. And I really didn't miss the fact that she was in the last album because she was doing her own, she had her own career going, did an album and so forth. And she said this time she was ready, and she was. I'll always use her whenever, to write for me whenever I do an album because she touches home some kind of way.
There's also a bluesier feel on this record than I've heard for a while. The arrangements are real simple at times, lots of real snaky-sounding guitar riffs and stuff. Do you relate to blues music, and do you still listen to those kind of root sounds?
No, I don't listen to it. I can feel it. I don't like to sing it often. If I toured with this album, it would be difficult to sing those songs every night unless I really had an audience for it. Blues is depressing to me. But somehow this album wasn't depressing. So there was another touch added to it. There's a modern touch that's bringing this R&B to making it a little bit warmer or more fun. There's a magic to this album here that I can't always describe when I try.
Let's go back and listen to Better Be Good to Me. That's a special tune for you, I presume.
That's very special.
Can you tell me about the first time you heard that and what turned you on about it?
Recorded by someone else, a group, something. And I thought it was Italian. I had just watched Scarface a lot. It was a lot of that. And I thought, I will use that for expressing the song. And you want to be. You better be good to me. You know, like, just very Italian. And that was how I felt it, and that's how I performed it, actually, you know. And when I met her, I was surprised that she wasn't Italian, actually, to come up with a song like that, you know. She's really versatile when it comes to that. And this was my favorite video and my favorite song of that time.
Well, we made a good choice then.
Yes, I think so.
Tina Turner, Better Be Good to Me on Much Music.